D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday, where I share with you 3 entertainment stories that I found fascinating during the week, and we discuss them. You can find links into the articles for each story down below, and let's just get started into our first story. The Baby Shark series is reportedly headed to Netflix. Now, if you know anything about this song, and I do because I have 2 little ones, that you know that this earworm of a song, which, I mean, it does its little doot-doo-doo-doo-doos, and it makes its way through a family of sharks of varying sizes, and apparently belongs to a South Korean company who will team up with the streaming giant to bring it into the living room in 2019. Now, this song is crazy catchy, but I love it. I know my kids love it. They do the hand motions, and I think this is really great for kids. I mean, if you do have kids, I mean, this will be fun. I think that the video for it online, I'll leave a link for it up here for you, so you can check that song out if it interests you. And I think it's going to be really, really fun for little kids. I mean, not for adults, but some parents find it very annoying. So for my next story, Watchmen has cast Dustin Ingram in a recurring role for HBO's adaptation of Watchmen. And they've just added him to a major role. And according to a new report from Deadline, Dustin Ingram has been cast in the series in a key recurring role, as with most of the show's characters. Now, details about exactly what role he's playing are being kept under wraps, and now, according to IMDb, he has him down as Agent Petty, I think that's how you pronounce it, but they could be wrong, and I don't know. They didn't, on Deadline, they didn't say what who his character is going to be, but like I said, IMDb said that he was Agent Petty. Now, you may know him from shows like The Magicians, or Lab Rats, or even True Blood, where he played Ronnie for 4 episodes, which was a vampire, very small role, but and it was in the last season, I believe it was. But I'm gonna watch this show. I love Watchmen. Watchmen is my favorite comic book of all time, so I will be watching this show. I'm not sure how it's gonna do, but we'll just see, and I will definitely report back to you after watching it. So for my next story, Zac Efron is reportedly being eyed for the Green Lantern Corps movie. Now, like most DCEU projects announced before the commercially lackluster Justice League, prompted Warner Brothers to rethink their plans. Now, updates on the Green Lantern Corps movie have been few and far between for this past year. But while it certainly doesn't look like the film is on course to make its previously announced 2020 release date, one rumor suggests that the studio is at least starting to think about who they might want to cast in the main role, and they're looking at Zac Efron accordingly, and apparently. And I just have to say, I didn't really care for this. I thought he should be cast as Nightwing, but after seeing this fan art on Twitter, I actually think he looks pretty good, and I'd watch a Green Lantern movie anyways. And from what I understand, Jeff Johns is supposed to be writing that one, and he's very famous for writing Darkest Night in the Green Lantern comic mythos, so I guess we'll see how that goes. And now I have one last story, and that is that Warner Brothers is going to be less focused on a DC shared universe now, thanks to the AQUAMAN'S success. Now, Pictures Group Chairman Toby Emmerich has said that the studio has turned a corner when it comes to the DC shared universe thanks to Aquaman's success. And his quote is, "We all feel like we've turned a corner now. We're playing by the DC playbook, which is very different than the Marvel playbook. We are far less focused on a shared universe. We take it one movie at a time. He then added that each film is its own equation and own creative entity. Now, and he did, it goes on in the article to say that they're going to be still, each movie is going to be director focused, like the director will kind of have their own vision of what they want to show in the movie, which I think that part is great. But him saying that they're not going to have a shared universe is ridiculous and such a bad idea, and this is why. The thing about the Marvel movies is it's not before Avengers and even a little bit after Avengers. It's, if you look at those movies and you have like Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, First Avenger, and then finally Avengers. Now, if you look at those first group of movies in Phase 1, they really took advantage of the post-credit scene. Now, if I'll just take the Iron Man first. No other Avengers were in that movie, okay? No mention of the Avengers except until the post-credit scene, and that was when Nick Fury showed up and he talked about the Avengers Initiative. Then you go to Incredible Hulk. None of the other Avengers showed up. None of them were mentioned until the post-credit scene when Tony Stark showed up. And I think that, and you can see where I'm going with this, the post-credit scene for each one of those movies was the thing that really connected them, but without having them in the movie. And I think that that's what DC needs to do. They need to really capitalize on the post-credit scene, and they're not doing that. And I know that Toby Emmerich said that they're not going to do the Marvel playbook, and that's fine. You don't have to do it exactly like Marvel, but Marvel is killing it, and they have a bigger picture. And that's the thing about DC, the DCEU, is you need to focus on the bigger picture along with the individual movies. And I think that if this Toby Emmerich and oh gosh, I can't remember his name off the top of my head that runs the DCEU movies at Warner Brothers. Gosh, I wish I could remember. But they really, if they just take their time, focus on this, make out a plan, then I think that they really will be really successful. I mean, Aquaman is doing so great, and I love it, because Aquaman is like my favorite. But I really do feel that this is a bad choice as far as Mr. Emmerich's decision to do this. Okay, so those are my 3 stories. So what do you guys think about Baby Shark being turned into a series? I mean, if that song annoys you, then it probably won't be your favorite show in your house. How do you feel about them casting Dustin Ingram in Watchmen, and are you going to watch that show on HBO? I know I'll be there. And then, how do you feel about Zac Efron being the Green Lantern? And then, what do you think about Toby Emmerich's comments about the shared universe as far as DC movies go? You can leave your comments in the section down below, and of course you can join me every Sunday where I share with you 3 stories in my week in review. Click that like button if you like this video. Please subscribe if you're new to my channel, and I will check you guys later next week on my week in review. Bye! Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.